you got you got 3 to 5 years to put yourself in a position of success. And what I mean by putting yourself in a position of success, I'm saying putting yourself in a position where you have what you need to live off of and be able to grow assets and grow businesses and real estate as well as stock market portfolios, so where you can make money no matter what is happening in this world. We're seeing right now in real time that the government is shut down. I think this is day 10. This is day 9 or day 10, I believe. And we're going to talk more about it today on the Financial Blueprint channel, stock market this week, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tap in with me on YouTube. But we are seeing in real time that the best of us, and what I mean by the best of us, I'm talking about my military personnel, Army, Marines, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, Space Force, etc., is going to go without a paycheck in 5 days. I think we need to take in consideration the fact that these people sacrifice and volunteer to put their life on the line and to serve this country. And the best of us, which is the 1% of the population of the United States, volunteer to put themselves in a sacrificial situation, and they will not get paid in 5 days due to the government shutdown. And sure, we're going to go over the political reasons and why, the two parties can't come to a funding bill agreement. But the bigger point here is the livelihoods of these personnel, of these people, these women, men and women that serve in our country, right? And that's not just them, but it's also federal workers, civilians, essential and exempted personnel that has to work, that won't get a paycheck in 5 days. You have to put yourself in a position where you're not reliant on a system, a government, a job, an employer for your lifestyle, your livelihood, totally 365 days a year. You cannot be in this position moving forward. It's important, and it's not just about federal employees and government workers as well as military. This is everybody across the board. If you're working in the private sector right now, you can get fired tomorrow. There was a restaurant that I was told in my state and in other states that just closed down out of nowhere. They told their employees less than 24 hours before the closing of the store that they was going out of business, and they filed bankruptcy. Literally, the employees for this business, which is, I would assume, over 100 employees for different restaurants, different stores across 2 or 3 different states, was not notified that the job was closing and they were going bankrupt, and they were told via email that they no longer had a job. This is real life. We got people that's working in tech sectors, that's working in engineering, architecture, technology, coding, etc., that artificial intelligence is literally taking your job. And within a year or two, big companies are going to save money on payroll by getting rid of you because they can replace you with artificial intelligence. We've had this conversation multiple times, but I keep harping on the importance of you having other things outside of your job, outside of your employer, that can help you make money to where you can support your lifestyle, even if it's just a certain percentage. Multiple streams of income, businesses, real estate, stock market investments, crypto, gold. We can keep going down the list. Just this week alone, we've made over $2,000 in the stock market. And today is Friday, and I'm looking to make more today. Regardless of the fact that if I'm furloughed or not, or making paychecks or not, ultimately money continues to flow in because that's the requirement when it comes down to the standard that we have on this channel and ultimately in my life. And I keep harping on this. You got 3 to 5 years. Housing ain't going down. Home prices is barely going to go down. Rents prices ain't going to go much down, right? We know inflation is what it is. cost of living is insane depending on where you live at, but ultimately in the end, we know that our income is not rising at the pace of inflation. So ultimately, on a daily basis, on a yearly basis, you're going to lose money, lose value of that money in the end, because you don't have other ways to make any type of income, and the system is set up for you to fail, or for you to be in poverty, or for you to be paycheck to paycheck. And the only way that you're going to get out of it is doing more and having a different mindset and understanding and learning how money works and how you can then propel yourself forward in the future. Just imagine in 10 to 20 years, your children will grow up and they're going to live in a society that the richer is ultimately the richest and the poor is probably the poorest we've seen over the last 50 years. This is a fact. So what ultimately are you going to do right now? And I say you got 3 years, 5 years max. Artificial intelligence is coming for your job. Technology is moving so fast that we don't understand, and it's like underneath our feet, and we not panicking. We not doing the things that we need to do to be successful. Understand something. Me and my household, we ain't gonna be in that position. It's not happening. I'm gonna be buying another house in 6 months, and I'm gonna walk you through that process on this channel. Shortly after that, we're gonna buy another house out of state, and we're gonna rent that out. Shortly after that, we're gonna buy a house in another state and rent that out. And then shortly after that, we're gonna buy another house in another state and we're gonna rent that out. Ultimately, in the end, it ain't gonna be no struggle bus going on over here. Not in the smallest household. Not my life. And that has nothing to do with my real estate. My stock market investments, my crypto, my gold. It don't matter what it is. Like, we pushing the needle up. We pushing the standard up. We doing more because that's what's required for success. And I encourage you to get really serious ASAP if you haven't already. If you have, I appreciate you. Continue to push the needle forward. Break down the door. Continue to push on that thing. Make good, disciplined decisions. Do what you think is best for you and your family. But the average individual out here, the person that's just going to work, coming home, cool, that's the lifestyle you want to live, I don't got no issues for you. But understand something. That struggle, that stress, that anxiety, it ain't going to go away. And until you put yourself in a position to where you can have some type of ownership, some type of assets, some type of control over you and what's yours, it's not going to be the outcome that you think. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Continue to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. You got 3 to 5 years to get it done. Or you're going to be struggling for a long time, and your children are going to be struggling for a long time. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.